Boil water is safe water.
The workshop is about redesigning the emergency program resources. So the Just Play team in Fiji has played a pivotal role in responding to natural disasters around the Pacific, including Tropical Cyclone Winston, which happened in Fiji. So we're using the expertise of the team to revise the existing resources, but to also expand the emergency program suite of materials. And we've added a preparedness guide and training, and we've also added a deployment guide, which will help to prepare teams to go out and support the rollout of emergency programs after future natural disasters. So we've tested the materials this week, and they're being laid out and designed. And the idea would be that we would train our instructors across the Pacific region and use the team in Fiji who has the capacity to be able to support rollout of future emergency programs, not only in Fiji, but across the Pacific region. So similarly to what we did during in Vanuatu when the volcano erupted on Mumbai, is we sent a couple of our instructors and coordinators from Fiji that had been part of our Fiji emergency program over to support the team in Vanuatu, to train them how to deliver the emergency program, to prepare them, and to help them roll out the first phase of their program. So basically, the program is designed to be delivered in a couple of different ways. So depending on the type of emergency and the response that's required, it can be delivered in evacuation centers, so teams can go out and deliver activities for kids in evacuation centers. They can also deliver it in communities right after a natural disaster has happened. And then what we like to do is we like to follow the cycle of the emergency and the recovery process, and then we move into schools. So we help to attract children back to schools and integrate the program with teachers so that they can come back to school and feel safe after an emergency.
Okay, this time yellow team because when we say draw the water, what we are right in front, just kick the ball. Very soon, not to come.
The main objective of the Just Play emergency program is to support the emotional recovery of children and to help them get back to their regular routine and back to normal. And it's also to communicate critical emergency messages. So it's always important for people to know how to keep their drinking water clean and safe, to be able to store their food, to be able to replant their garden and what kind of crops that they should plant in those gardens. So we use children to help carry those messages to families and communities. I think one of the other things is to recognize the partners that have contributed and allowed us to be able to not only develop the emergency program, but to respond to emergencies across the Pacific. So we worked very closely with the Australian government and the New Zealand government, with UNICEF, who's helped to design some of the original curriculum components and support the rollout, and the UEFA Foundation for Children. We've also worked with a lot of governments across the region, and the Child Protection Cluster and the WASH Cluster in the different islands to support the delivery of the program. And the Ministry of Education in a lot of our countries has been pivotal in terms of providing us with access to students and teachers and being able to go into the schools and work with the children.
Raise your hands and say palm to palm, palm to palm. No? So let's do a demo. Maylene and Melissa, can you do a demo? Get ready. Get ready. Step number 2. Go. Run in. Look for it. Look. Step number 2. Okay. Flip.
Between your fingers. Between your fingers.
Good job. Go back. Go back. Go back. Alright. If you know what is step number 2, you can say it out loud. If you don't know how to do it,
Between your fingers. Between your fingers.
Right. So 1 point for the yellow team.
Hey, let's demo.
Yeah, that's so if you do it, if you complete it, the first team completes, it's 1 point. Get ready. Get ready. Okay, let's see who has 8 points first, eh? Who has the most points? So if you finish first, I give you a marker. If you finish first, I give you a marker. Right? Get ready. Make a line, make a straight line, make a straight line. I want you guys to make a straight line. So we start from here, from Melissa. And we start from Maybe, or we start from Ilya, Seri, and Luke. Which do one? Okay, get ready. Get ready. Step number 8. Pick one marker and set. Pick one marker. You can't pick 2.
Rinse and dry.
Alright, 1 point. 1 point. shot number 6.